We no choice. Dia desak kita. We have to bow. Can we do that? Pakai hati kan? I takkan menangis.
I promise them that I will be with them because I believe in this. I don't believe that they should be treated in this way.
Tapi kita kalau boleh janganlah gitu. Jangan berlaku kejam lah kepada manusia. Juga lah hidup nak makan macam kau juga. Itu ada maruah diri.
Located just 300 meters away from the iconic Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest twin skyscrapers, lies the historic Malay enclave of Kampung Sungai Baru in the heart of Kuala Lumpur. For generations now, residents have occupied 264 flat units and 98 terrace houses on 5.23 hectares of leasehold non-Malay agricultural settlement land. Residents are now facing the looming threat of eviction as private property company Ritzy Gloss Sdn Bhd is seeking to develop a multi-billion ringgit mixed development project in the area. In January this year, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also Pakatan Harapan Chairman, put a hold on the redevelopment project to allow for further negotiations between residents and corporate stakeholders. However, on September 5th, residents received an eviction notice from the Kuala Lumpur Land Administrator ordering them to vacate their homes by October 4th. The eviction date has since been postponed to October 31st. Follow me, Christina Nadia, as well as videographers Azim Rahman, Alif Omar, and Muharram Kasim as we unravel the heartbreaking situation faced by residents in Kampung Sungai Baru. When met by Scoop.my, born and bred Kampung Sungai Baru resident Rozana Aini shared that while the eviction delay allowed residents more time to pack up their belongings, it does not ease the worries of landowners who have been snubbed by developers attempting to push their deal.
Harapan kami lah kalau boleh kita punya PM sekarang ni, kalau boleh berjumpa dengan kami ataupun beri ruang kepada kami untuk berjumpa dengan PM untuk beritahu apa masalah. Ataupun boleh buat satu sesi perjumpaan pemaju dengan PM untuk kami selesaikan dengan cara baik. Sebenarnya memang tak ada penyelesaian lah sebab dia tangguh. Dan sebenarnya sebelum ni masa kita bagi masa jawatan kuasa bertindak hari itu ada bagi memorandum, kami dah ada cadangkan kalau kata pemaju nak bangunkan dahulu, boleh bangunkan pada bahagian kawasan Giat Mara dengan blok A dekat blok B kan, kat situ bolehlah nak bangunkan dulu untuk bila dah siap nanti boleh tempatkan penduduk yang dah pindah. Tapi malangnya diorang tak tahulah, diorang macam tak setuju kan.
Rozana also said that Titi Wangsa MP Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani, the lawmaker in charge of the area, appeared to not be interested in solving the plight faced by his constituents.
Dia bukan jumpa kita orang yang kena datang ke tempat dia. Saya rasalah pada pendapat dia macam lebihkan kepada yang majoriti sana lah. Dia tak nak lihat apa sebenarnya masalah kami.
For senior citizen Mai, who had Kampung Sungai Baru as her childhood playground, relocating is not an easy task at her age. A retired government servant in her early 70s, Mai also lamented the lack of respect displayed by developers to landowners in the area.
Dia bagi kita Akta 60 tu, masa PKP Muat, and then Banjir lagu. How you feel that time? How the government? Very bagus. Memang zalim. I go the first hearing 2021 September, pengaju tu pentadbir Ritzy Gloss what they tell us. So dia kata next year January that means 2020 dia boleh pindah lah. Saya imagine that dia adab pengajar orang Melayu just step right dia pindah. I still respect them. As a saya kerajaan I know the procedure. I still respect them the way tapi they talk to us like that. Ni rumah tau, kediaman tau, 20 tahun, bukan setahun dua. You must know what my problem. Inilah contoh tanah Melayu, orang Melayu, tempat yang paling mahal, berharga di Malaysia ni tau. Kerajaan boleh buat sesuka hati. Dia gunakan veto dia. Dulu kata satu pusaka tak ada selagi tak selesai tak boleh ambil. Siapa kata? They can do what they want. Bagaimana sakitnya hati, tapi I dah relax lah. You buatlah. Tapi kadang-kadang kita fikir juga sahabat-sahabat kita yang susah dapat seorang 80,000. Apa diorang nak beli rumah? Di mana diorang nak duduk? Cuba you fikir. You kata you menang 90%. Itu rumah flat. Rumah flat tu berapa ramai? Rumah terrace berapa ramai? Ada 3 blok you tak ambil. Di mana tu kerajaan?
Ina, one of the many residents who received an eviction notice from the Kuala Lumpur Land Administrator, which required them to vacate their homes by October 4th, emphasized that there was no prior warning, briefing, or standard operating procedure in place to help the residents. Having lived in Kampung Sungai Baru for the past 5 decades, Ina said that she was shocked upon receiving the notice, which stated that homeowners found to be residing on government land without the permission of state authorities are committing an offence under Section 425(1) of the National Land Code.
Tak ada yang pertama punya ke, kedua punya ke, yang amaran ke apa ke. Senanglah, kita rumah tak ada ni, nak keluar ke mana? Orang bagi pun agak-agak lah, bagi memang dapat pampasan, tapi yang dia bagi tu tak memadai. Ini nak beli rumah pun tak dapat. Ini tak rumah pemindahan, sampai sekarang tak dapat. Tiba-tiba notis merah. Agak-agak lah nak bagi pun, tanah itu bukan tanah setenggan kan. Itu lah saya dapat cakap pun saya tak puas tu. Nak ada kita tengah setenggan.
As for an elderly pensioner known as Uncle Ali, he believes the eagerness of private property developers wanting to seize the area due to its prime location to develop a multi-billion ringgit mixed development project is nothing short of a human tragedy. Uncle Ali has stayed in Kampung Sungai Baru for over 60 years in a terrace house he inherited from his late parents.
Gunakan isu minoriti kan. Memanglah kau ramai flat tu kan. Most rata kalau bandingkan. So it is not an issue actually lah kan. Memang flat memang ramai. So jangan gunakan itu sebagai isu jadi majoriti memang. So we have the land, we don't have the land for redevelopment. Dan dia bukan kalau kita cantik-cantik 3 ekar je ni kita ada 6 ekar tu. The so-called minority ada 6 ekar sana for redevelopment. So who's the majority? Bila swasta dinilai 1,500 Adakah pihak swasta tu bodoh dari kelayakan ke bukan? Kan? Sebab yang kita yang mengarahkan kami engage nilai swasta adalah pejabat tanah. Sebab tu first hearing tu. Itu you better engage nilai swasta. Ya? Untuk dapatkan nilai tanah. At least kalau macam betul-betul ni care pada rakyat, buatlah pembangunan tak apa kan. Make sure kita bagi rakyat yang terlibat ni rumah free, boleh ganti ada rumah yang dia ambil bagi free. So dia tak mampu nak beli rumah dah, kesian tu, tengah tu menangis, badan tak sihat, sakit, ulang alik hospital kan. So kalau rumah tak ada nak pergi mana?
Meanwhile, former Federal Territories Minister Khalid Samad called for responsible parties to come up with an immediate solution, as the issue has been left unresolved for far too long. Khalid also highlighted that the compensation offered to residents was meagre and insignificant compared to evaluations by private assessors.
They told me when they received the eviction notice that the notice is too short, number one. Where do they move out to? There's nothing being organized. So they're going to be out in the streets because it's not easy to move out at such short notice. So they are very disappointed, especially since the Prime Minister had mentioned in Parliament that he will try to achieve a win-win situation for all parties involved and try to work out a compromise. They should be treated like owners of the property, not just being bullied around and pushed around as if they were squatters. So they have rights. Some were saying that this is a question of majority, minority, and no, it's not a question of majority or minority. It's a question of justice, fair play, giving what's right. Yeah. So I think that the government must stand up for the rights of the people. This is one of the last few Malay enclaves, even though it's not Reserve Melayu or whatever, but the people who are staying there, they're all not wealthy people, but they own this very valuable asset. And once it's gone, it's gone. I'm personally very disappointed with the development. I feel that it's all wrong. The use of the Land Acquisition Act was improper. It should never be used for private developers, for the sake and for the interest of private developers.
For Khairul Sharizan Hamizi, a lawyer appointed in 2022 by the Kampung Sungai Baru Terrace Homes and Flat Owners Action Committee, the legality of the government securing land using the Land Acquisition Act does not necessarily ensure the people's well-being. Khairul is currently assisting residents to file court objections challenging the compensation.
The acquisition was gazetted in June 2021. I was appointed in, I think, January or February 2022. The problem at Kampung Baru is all of the transaction is very low. The price per square feet mostly below 500. There is only one at 600 per square feet and 4 at 800 per square feet. So currently, some of the residents they file objection to the court to challenge the compensation. It's still pending, but I don't think it will settle within a year lah. Because I'm representing 14 unit, 14 lot, but only 6 cases yang already filed at court. We are now waiting for AG to file the rest. What the government can do, have a specific legislation on redevelopment law. Hong Kong, they have such law. Singapore, they have such law. We don't have specific legislation on redevelopment. They can withdraw the gazette, the acquisition gazette, that will force the developer to come to the negotiation table. Then the government can reissue the new acquisition gazette with a better term. Unless government withdraw the acquisition gazette, I can understand why developer don't want to negotiate, because as long as the gazette is enforced, there is no legal requirement for them to even negotiate with the government.
When asked about the possibility of residents taking legal action against those involved in their unjust evictions, Khairul was of the opinion that it was not legally viable.
As far as the legal standpoint is concerned, everything is proper, everything is under the process. But just because it is proper under the law, it's follow the land acquisition, does not mean it's fair. Because law is one thing, fairness is another thing.